Thank you to the 8 subscribers that decided to follow me after the first vlog. I really appreciate it. And I don't know if you're actually real or not. So like you could just be a bot. I have no idea. So if you're a real person and you followed me, if you could just leave like a star emoji in the comments, that'd be really cool. Something to make sure, because YouTube does not let me see who has subscribed. So if you're here and you're real, thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It is currently August 25th. Can never leave my desk. Sorry, I just got out of the shower. My hair's all wet and gross. Hi everyone, my name is Atlas and I am an artist. So I had an interesting opportunity land in my inbox the other day and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was really cool. My friend Liz over at the gallery that I volunteer at, she had texted me prior to this email and said, hey, I think there's an opportunity that you would really like. So I mentioned you. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I went over to my email and it said, hello artists, you're receiving this email because you expressed interest in participating, or an artist friend, aka Liz, volunteered your name. And it goes into details about what their expectations are, but essentially what it is that there's a local arts festival that wants to promote some live painting and some artists who are painters. It's definitely something that I was like, this is a really good opportunity for me to work on my accountability because I have not been painting as much as I want to. And I really want to continue to be working on my, personal pieces and everything like that. So each artist is going to receive a 2.5 by 8 foot unstretched canvas panel, which is going to be pretty like thin but then long. So that already as a restriction is going to create some interesting opportunities for the composition of the piece. It's going to be an unstretched hanging canvas panel. The way they have it listed, it's clear, but it's also not clear at all. So essentially what I've gathered is that after the live painting is done, the paintings will then be sold. 50% of the proceeds are going to be going to the artists, and then 50% will be going to local art programs that the citywide art festival is going to be focusing on. So it's kind of like a win-win. But the other third part of the challenge is that it's essentially from the day of pickup, because they're priming our canvases, is 10 days. So they want us to do a painting in 10 days. And that might be why they were so quick to email people. It's for a good cause, everything like that. And I am more than willing to put myself out there and have a good time with other fellow artists and talk to them and everything. And that's gonna be great. But it's 10 days. I have a full-time job. I know I can do it. I'm wondering about the live painting because I've never live painted before, ever. Bad enough that I paint in the privacy of my home. I'm very protective of that space. So it's gonna be really, I'm seriously pushing myself outside of my comfort zone with this. But the thing is that I know that I'm not gonna be painting otherwise. So I need to do this and I just need to jump right into it. So I was thinking about it, and the panel's going to be 2.5 feet by 8 feet. And I'm actually kind of curious how much floor space I even have. Because 8 feet is not it, I don't think. But this is the longest space I have, and it's I wouldn't say that's 8 feet. But I think I'm gonna I'm gonna see when it gets here. I might have to go into the living room. I am going to pick up my canvas today. I was checking on the website for the place that's going to be hosting the event, because originally I thought it was going to be held at a really famous old theater that is local to the area. It's going to be held in florist sort of boutique shop, and I was actually curious about the space and how big it was going to be, because it said that there's going to be music and food, and they even wrote dancing in the little snippet about the event, and so it seems like there's going to be a lot of space, so that's really exciting. If there's going to be 16 artists, not all of them are going to be painting, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting because when I go pick up the canvas today, I'll be able to actually look at the space and see how much space they're going to be offering, because they are hanging canvases, so they're not like rigid stretched canvases over a frame. So I'm actually quite interested to see if they have something provided for the artists to hang their pieces on while they finish them. We'll see what it looks like. Hey, how's it going? I'm good, thank you. I'm here to pick up a canvas.
Awesome. What's your name?
Atlas.
Atlas. I'm Jen.
Nice to meet you. Nice to
How you
meet you.
doing?
Good, yeah.
This is Marie. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And we're excited for arts night too.
Yeah. I am an arts person. Yeah.
So campuses are right up front.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. Thank you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. I got the canvas. They were really nice. They were doing a big setup for a wedding that they were doing this evening, so I smelled like flowers in there. It was really nice. But yeah, they basically explained that they're going to be pushing the art off the walls so that there's going to be a little bit more space for people to do their art. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're back home, and I got the canvas, and we're gonna find out together how big this thing is. It's all primed, so they pre-gessoed it for me, which is really nice. So I'm assuming it's gonna be taller than me, obviously, so. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, this is pretty huge. So it just keeps going and going and going. It's not that bad. It's just about this big. It's this big. As you can see, my concerns were correct. I was thinking about it was going to be this area right here, but I'm definitely going to have to clear out some space because I'm basically in the storage room. So I've got all my anime stuff, anime convention stuff there, and all my craft stuff here, and everything else, my paperworks. Yep, it's going to be a problem. But I think if I can plan it section by section, I should be good. Excuse me.
What do you smell?
What are you doing?
Yeah, that's a pretty big canvas though.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Shiro has already marked his turf. now that I actually have the canvas, I'm going to try to see what I can manage on Procreate to like make some thumbnails for it. And it'll actually give me the scope of the entire thing by itself, because it's kind of hard to, when it's all spread out on the ground. I thought that I was going to get a better like vantage point of what that would look like. I think I need to do a little bit more planning with my thumbnails before I do anything on the actual canvas like I usually do. When I initially had agreed to the project, I was imagining it to be on a bigger stage, so the subject of the piece would have to be quite large and seen from a distance, but it is going to be seen, the live painting part of it's going to be seen close up with people like right there, right behind me. So if I'm going to be thinking about subject matter in terms of distance, like seen from the stage to the audience below, I'm struggling to come up with subject matter that would be able to take up that scale proportionally and rationally. Like, I do only use surrealism in my paintings, so I can obviously abstract that, but it's just kind of, I think I'm thinking too much about the dimensions of it because it is so narrow. Because you have a very, very slender strip, like a ruler, like this. So if you kind of think of it this way, if your subject matter is really tall, but really narrow, you could have a form coming in and out of the piece. So like something coming across, maybe something's peeking here, something's peeking here, or you can have just a piece right in the center that's very demanding, which could work really well for a long range viewer. Kind of wanting to commit to one singular idea, but thumbnailing will help me get it out of my system. That way, when I get to the actual execution part of it, it's not as bad. You know, once I pick an idea, it's gonna go quite quickly, which is really nice.
It turns out I'm through most of those, so this is what I should be using. Do we need the gusset? No. But at least this has cleaner edges, so let's see what it would look like.
So I was lint rolling the canvas because somebody was laying on it, and I just was noticing that I was talking about finishing the edges, but it's gotten so frayed already, and I kind of like the texture on it, because don't you even think about it. So, Shiro. Yeah, okay. I might play with that a little bit and see if like I can get more of the fraying, so it's definitely more intentional before I start on the piece. When I go full on like crazy with it. So, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna take it that way. Ta-da! So I think that's going to be the setup. It's not very much coverage, but it's definitely better than it was before. Still have to lint roll it because there's still quite a lot of cat fur on here. So Gonna have to do that. Just don't want it to be like a textural nightmare for when I go in to try to blend things out. So here's the setup. It is very unglamorous, but it will get the job done. I literally lint rolled it, and I'm already seeing like so much cat hair. We sweep every day. I have just given up on the cat hair front, but this is what it looks like. As you can see, the frayed edges are really easy to pull over here, but I did notice that I have the selvage edge on the other side, which is great if I wanted to keep this as a finished edge. That'd be less work for me, but you can see how the weave right here is a lot more dense than the weave right here. So we're gonna have to cut into that a little bit, and hopefully we can tease the edges here and see how that is going to work. And that will be the first step. I really don't want to because it changes the dimensions of the piece. I'm just having a hard time pulling out the fibers because it's doing its job. It's also gessoed. The gessoing shouldn't hold it back as much, but I can definitely see there's definitely... Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut it off. So it's not gonna be 2.5 feet. It's gonna be like 2.495 feet. If it's not a straight edge, I'm gonna pull up the threads anyways. I don't know, I'm kind of loving the idea that this could be like an element of the piece. A lot of my artwork has use of like very like just abstract lines in it, so maybe I could just pull this across and use it as like a point of reference, because I was about to snip it at the top and I was like, well, I don't want to cut the straight stitch on the top. But then I was thinking to myself, well, why am I going to get rid of this if it's the exact length of the piece and it's also going to be like create interest and intrigue? Like that could be really cool. So I think I'm just going to keep this piece on until I know what to do with it and keep it pure white. So yeah, I'm just going to throw it on the side and then see what we do with it.
He's gonna be messing with you all day.
I know. Shiro. So I'm finally getting into the painting portion of this piece, and for those who are keen observers, you can see this is where disaster struck. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. That would be a spoiler. You're going to have to see later on in the video when I finally realize what had happened. But for now, I'm just painting and getting some forms in and letting the clouds take shape in the piece. I love painting clouds in my digital work, and this is my first time traditionally, but I was very happy the way that it all turned out. Clouds can be very forgiving in a piece, so it was definitely the subject I wanted to take on in this project. In a previous iteration of this vlog edit, I did talk at length about why the idea that being a good artist means just practice, practice, practice is kind of an overworked topic, and why there's such an opportunity in diverting that topic as somebody who may be starting fresh or reigniting their passions for art. But it was really long-winded and honestly could have been simplified, so I'm re-simplifying it for you now. I just think that it can be exhausting to, as somebody who's trying to develop themselves, be told, oh, just hard work, just practice, and never stop. That can really take the wind out of your sails, especially if you're looking to achieve a goal. And honestly, the product of practice is ultimately the taking the fear away from the first step. And that's essentially it. Every step beyond your first step is more data that you have in your bank of knowledge to pull from. So even one iteration of quote unquote practice or one iteration of an attempt towards a goal is another data set that you didn't have before, which is ultimately practice and ultimately the purpose of practice. But I do believe that the real value lies in getting over the fear of the first step into something, because everything beyond that is success, in my eyes. You have more to work from and you have more information to pull from. And that is where the true value lies. I think it can be exhausting to hear, oh, just the practice towards something is just for the sake of practice, which it's not. It's getting over the fear of starting, I think, is the hardest part. So if you're trying to reignite some passion to create, just that first step is all you really need to get over for a hurdle. That's basically all I wanted to talk about. And that's something that came up when I was making this piece. What are you doing over there? You were just asleep. How'd you know? Yeah, go back to sleep, baby. It's okay. So this part of the process involves me taking some external threads that were a similar thread pattern and color, and I added it onto the edge of the piece because there wasn't enough thread to be pulled from the sides for it to really give an intentional feel. It just kind of looked a little messy. So I wanted to add something that felt a little bit more intentional. And this was the solution I came up with. This was actually just old food safe twine, I think is what it's called. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. It's not funny, Shiro. You eat this, you die. Hey guys, I'm talking very softly because it is very late at night, but I just realized something kind of bad. I'll flip my camera around. Shiro, no, no, no. Oh, that is a big pile of paint right there. Very, very wet paint. Anyways, so I'm standing right here, right? And I'm like, oh, it's looking pretty good. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that box looks a little crooked because I wanted it to be perfectly straight in the piece. I was flattening both of the sides, and I was like, oh, okay, it looks only a little bit. And then I looked up. Do you see what I'm seeing? It is, should be like that. It's like that. Oh god, I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but I cannot fix it now. Like, all of these forms right here are all laid in. As soon as I did this green box in the front, it was like over. Like right here, done. All these points, the further out you go, the more it's covering the background. Background is done. That is not to be messed with. So I can't change the orientation unless I cut it out of the piece and then put it back. But it's not, I can't, it's not happening. So yeah, that is just going to be the orientation of the piece. But I'm going to go try and turn it and see what happens. I've been recording this whole thing vertically because the piece is vertical, but you know, it doesn't work with YouTube, so yeah, sorry for talking softly again. It's just really late and I don't want to be talking super loud, but thankfully I have this fancy new microphone and hopefully it doesn't sound like garbage. But yeah, let's fix this piece and see if it looks good. You guys are gonna have to tell me before I see it. So yeah, it's not looking good, like at all. And I'm kind of mad at myself because I literally just got to the point of really liking it. But that is kind of the deal with things like this where you don't give yourself enough time to do the things you want to do and plan accordingly. But it's also like going to be a good lesson in general. But I'm hoping it's not going to be too jarring to the viewer. Yeah, I think I'm just going to end it right here and just try and step away from the piece for a little bit. So, oh well. So this part was actually the most nerve-wracking part, just because it was the last step before the live painting, and just adding that big shadow over all of the work that I had done was a little scary, but I also knew that it was going to be fine either way. I had such a small time window to make this piece happen, so literally anything was fine. But as you can see, I'm frantically blending out the space. And I didn't want that to be so harsh because it is meant to be a shadow. And you'll see later in the video that I add a cloud here as well. Hey guys, this is the fit, and I have an iron because I'm going to go iron out my piece and meet Liz at the gallery. These are the shoes I'm going to wear. All rolled up, and it's very linty on the back. So I'm going to be trying to delint it and press it with the iron, and hopefully it'll come out a little better than being all gross. So I'm going to go there now.
For your supplies.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's awesome.
But just know that it's only a stool, so
Yeah, so don't lean on it. Yeah.
But you don't worry about getting color or anything on that. And what's your name?
Atlas.
Atlas.
Yeah,
Taylor.
nice
I've
to
seen
meet you.
on the mosaics.
Yeah, I
them?
do the Instagram for them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
I love yours. Is
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So I recently did a painting. I covered it up because I fucked it up a little.
Yeah.
Little boxes like this.
Yeah.
But dude, this in the clouds.
Yeah.
Like just like a portal. I want to go like. With.
Right. Yeah.
Really
Honestly, it's like I've been meaning to bring something that's a little bit more like full and larger than life. So these dimensions were perfect for it.
Yeah. Oh, this is big on a perfect scale for that.
It literally is, because it's like, especially like this being like an odd or like an elongated shape. It's
that's
nice
a whole
for that.
canvas normally.
Exactly.
And then you have this little box that it doesn't do the same effect. Like
Exactly.
this, I feel like I could get closer and walk in.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Versus
Exactly.
if it was this size, it'd be that. Like, oh, maybe I stand way back there.
Right,
It looks
exactly.
proportionate.
Yeah, because I work in digital primarily, so it's like there's limitations to that, and it's also
Yep.
backlit, and it's like this is different.
I will say this is not easy to paint on. This shit soaks up paint like a motherfucker.
It does. It
It's
does.
like you
Yeah.
put it on and it's dry.
Yeah.
Like shit.
So there was a lot of areas where there's high opacity because I was putting the lighter pigments down, and
Yeah.
I'm usually like thinking like, oh, if there's water content, it's gonna not go into the canvas, but it was.
Oh no,
like,
it just soaks in. Like
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'll go over that 5 times, you know.
this right here.
Yeah.
It'd be dry already.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. So they're saying it's going to be about 30 people showing up, which is really fun and really cool. As you can see, it's kind of popping right now. I got a really good spot over in the corner by the really nice lights, so it looks really well lit.
Is this you?
Yes, that's me.
Is
Yeah.
this your amazing cloud work?
Yes,
I fucking love
yeah.
your shoes, man. I
No.
fucking love every facet.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You're very
Do
kind.
you
Yeah.
follow Atlas yet? Because he's got some dope artwork. I believe it.
Right.
Now I get to be next to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you adding your piece to the raffle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that you went ahead and like narrowed the piece. I think it really suits it.
Say that again?
I like that you narrowed the piece.
Thanks.
It's nice, yeah.
I'm gonna do my plan was to do like a shapes, like a frame around it.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's gonna really bring it together. Yeah. But I like that the dimensions like honor the subject matter too. Like it's just like adds a little bit more of like a, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly just like drew it up super quick and was like, gotta dive right in. I've never done anything to this size.
Right. Yeah. That's how I was too. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, You know?
I've never painted outside my studio either, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna bring I'm a creature of habit. I like having like my things.
Exactly.
Spots,
That's what I was explaining to
writing.
what I was explaining to Liz, who is at Mosaic, and I was just like, I want my creature comforts. I can't possibly work outside of where I am, where I'm at. You know.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even right now, I'm like, I just gotta start painting. I can't talk.
Literally, like, it's like 2 hours is gonna be by so fast.
I also paint like from pictures.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So it's like
to wing it and
just right. Yeah. Exactly. Just go by.
Like a little iPad or something with like an image to go by.
Right. Yeah. Have a little reference point to work from. Have a snack, like
Yeah. I like my own music.
Right. Exactly.
It's really strong work.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I really appreciate your the layers of clouds you got going on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate
that
it.
yellow highlight. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah. I just love it when when it's such a sunny day that you can literally see the sun bouncing off the clouds. You know what I mean? It's just that feeling. It's just like, that's my favorite thing. So I really try to.
You've painted clouds before, I take it.
Digitally. This is my first time, like traditionally, but it's just like my favorite thing to think about and also to do digitally. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot traditionally, and it turned out pretty all right. So yeah.
Can I ask, what is the juxtaposition of like this solid shape against this very loose, light background?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Is that kind of like
no? It's totally
the
fine.
intention of it?
I think it's like the space that I'm pulling from with the inspiration. It always calls back to this abstract feeling. So I want you to feel kind of like lifted in an air of like mystery or something like that. It's like this is an unusual scene. So in the sense of like, you can impose your interpretation on it as you wish. But
I like that.
You know what I mean? It's just like, that's almost like a dreamlike quality as well. I've always loved abstract art because you kind of go into a space in your mind that like brings forward a lot in your in the subconscious. So like, I don't know. I felt like this green and blue are the elements that I really appreciate, and it just seems like it's just what calls to me. And in every single one of my pieces, I have these elements, and I just go from there. So, and then whatever people find in it, they find in it,
So I like that.
Yeah.
So I find it if there was like a bridge between like accurate representation and abstract.
Yeah.
Complete all the way abstract, like it's kind of like closer to the middle of the range.
Right.
There's elements that you can identify.
Yeah.
That kind of help you start your however you want to interpret it.
Right.
And then there's stuff that's left in the mystery.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I get it with this. I would call it a monolith of sorts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
Very 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Monolith.
Yep. Absolutely.
I like the incongruency going on.
Yeah.
With these two things kind of working together, and and not working together.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
cool idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate your input. Thank you so much. And nice to meet you, Atlas.
Atlas?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Atlas.
nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. I liked your piece as well. It was the ones with the dogs, right?
Yeah, it's the dogs.
It's so good.
It's
I was
a silly
like,
piece, but
no,
I
but
wanted to have fun with it.
it's so good.
Hey, you guys find
Looking good. Looking good. What's that? What's that?
I like your rain.
Thank you.
Underneath that cloud?
Oh,
rain.
yeah. Like trying to keep like give it some dimension, you know?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I have figured out where I'm going to put the blue line because and I got nervous because I thought that my marker had opened in the bag. So unfortunately, I thought it dried out. So I'm hoping it's still okay. But there's a little portal right there. I think we have a blue line come out and get integrated into this piece. But I have to wait for the cloud to dry first. But that I think that we have finished the cloud right there. So hopefully it goes well. That's the piece. I finished it with only 5 minutes to spare. I feel like I needed to stop because I was adding too much to it, as you can see with the marker. But I think it came out pretty good, despite everything. So it came out much better than I thought. So. I made an everything salad, which is essentially just I use up whatever needs to get used up. So I had some artichoke hearts that needed to get used up, and I had some salsa, some guacamole salsa that needed to get used up, and some croutons, and some olives. So I cut up a whole bunch of tomatoes and cucumbers, and I put a bunch of seasoning on it, and that's my everything salad. So that'll be my big lunch / breakfast for the day.
Low key, this is super cute.
This is Waterman and the Good Time Guy.
I love it.
And, it's
Enemy, I don't like that guy.
Enemy I don't like. Lover, I love.
Yeah.
Okay, but get this.
They're the same person.
So it's the day after. I have you propped up on my laptop because I forgot my tripod at the event. So that was cool. I think everyone was just trying to get out of there, so I picked up my stuff and I totally forgot my tripod. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk about the event and how it ended. Yeah, it was really fun. I was telling my friend Liz at the event that it just felt so fulfilling to be in that space and to just kind of feel like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to do and what I want to do going forward in terms of being a part of art events and doing things of that nature. Just sharing that common space with other artists and wanting to talk more about it. It's just doing a large-scale painting like that actively with other people. That was really cool. And I always work in digital, and it's fun, but it's not as fulfilling as a painting. And I know that like deep in my gut that's what I want to do more of. Does it need to be live painting for me to feel fulfilled? No, but I would also still do more paintings like that. So when it came down to the moment in the night when I had to place the marker down, I know that I kind of went too far. I only wanted to do something simple on the piece. I'm probably going to look back at the piece in its entirety and see the marker and probably think it's just fine. But I was explaining to my friend Liz, I'm like, you know what? It's on there. It's part of the piece. and it's part of the experience, you know, trying new things and my journey as an artist. And I don't think it detracts from the piece at all. It just adds something that was not originally there, in the way that I imagined it in the concept sketch, because I imagined it to be a very, very bold, thick, black line, and I opted for a very thin, sort of wispy blue line that was more in the background, because I really like the clouds being on the forefront, because that was kind of what everyone was really commenting on the most that they liked, but I also just liked it too. So I ended up being really happy with the piece, and I kind of felt bad leaving it behind, and I went on this journey with it, and it was going off to someone else, and that's okay. I'm definitely happy that it's out in the world now, and it's going to be loved by somebody who appreciates it. But I wonder if I'm ever going to see it again. It's going to be interesting to see where it ends up, because I think this is one of the first moments I've actually had this happen, where I won't know where the piece goes. It just feels so odd, because I have photos of it, but it's like not in my life anymore. And I had the option to take it, but I could not justify having it in my apartment. There's just no space for it, and it would just absolutely rot in the corner and not be able to be displayed or anything. So it's good that it went to somebody else, honestly. I'm trying to think if there was anything in the event that made me apprehensive. Honestly, when I got there, I just kind of went with the flow. It seemed like everyone was kind of scrambling to get the whole thing together, and people were just trying to figure out where people were going to be going, and kind of competing for space. I had to kind of be like, I really need to be on the wall, just because I wasn't going to be able to paint otherwise. It was really funny because I had a QR code next to my paint water, and people were following me, and they kept saying, like, oh, your Instagram doesn't show anything like how you're painting right now, because it was all my weeb shit. And it was not embarrassing necessarily. I wasn't embarrassed by it, but it was just kind of like, oh, of course, like, and it didn't reflect my work at the time because it was so different. But I've been thinking about throwing around the idea of having two separate accounts, one for my anime fan art sort of stuff, and then one for my fine arts, just because it's kind of like whiplash going through my whole line of work, where it's you have conventions, and then you also have fine arts and painting, sculpture also put in there, and it's just merging together. And I think people just are not quite able to understand the full picture of my fine arts if they see all of the convention stuff right next to it. But it's also like vice versa too, like people who come from the convention side seeing the fine arts stuff, and it just kind of feels like it's coming from two different places. But maybe I won't, because a lot of my influences in my abstract work does come from anime. The thematic, artistic side of anime, for example, all of my pieces in my abstract work have blue skies and clouds in it, and that's directly in relationship to anime and their portrayal of that wide, sweeping, very illustrious skyscapes that I really admire. And it's also reminds me a lot of my childhood. Like, I think of my childhood when I watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, the movie. That one set the tone for the rest of my artistic life, and I can't separate that, you know. So, and I do want them to be married in some way, and I think I've been fighting myself on not having them be married together, but I do know that it's a turning point in the arts world in terms of, anime being on the forefront of a lot of people's minds, and you see it everywhere now. Whereas when I was younger, it was just not something that a lot of people talked about. It was more of just you had to find it on the internet, and then. But anyways, tangent. So that was something that I definitely think I'm going to have to tackle in the future for my social media, is that I should have an equal balance of both fine arts and anime. Yeah, no, it was so good. I had 2 family members show up, one being my husband and one being my papa, and that was really awesome. And they were able to talk for a little bit and see me working. Me and my husband ended up going up to a local bar that is very queer oriented. And of course they had like poetry night the night that we went in, and that was really cool because I didn't even know they were going to do a poetry night. And one of the reasons why me and my husband don't go to bars really is because I feel like in that setting we both get kind of introverted, and then I ended up reading a poem that I wrote a long time ago, and that was fun. That was really cool. So we're definitely going to be going back because the food was really, really good. The food's expensive, but it's like so worth it because it was just really, really good food.
But trapped inside this moment and I couldn't feel. I can feel your heartbeat breaking through your chest. It doesn't seem to matter how the song turns out. We only have each other in this beautiful now. Sometimes when you know. So we were twisting sideways in a terrible dance, falling for each other like we had. Losing my mind and I hope it's never found. Recess the time to step, thankful for this step.
I'm in my car. So I ended up taking the piece back, and I am not going to have it raffled off. If anything, it's actually going to work out better for the other artists that were involved. So basically people are buying raffle tickets, and if selected, they get to keep one of the pieces. But ultimately the sales from any raffle tickets get split evenly amongst the artist as payment for their piece. And that's just very up in the air. It really depends on who's willing to give money, and each raffle ticket's about $5. So it's a really, really low number. These pieces were made with a lot of love and care, and for me, knowing the time, the labor, the thought process, and the heart that I put into it, I do not think that I could possibly rationally give the piece away for what could possibly be like $75, because I am splitting it among 16 other artists, and it's such a short span of time that they allowed for people to know about this raffle. It was, like I said, it was about like 10-ish days to like 2 weeks maybe, and that number was always going to be a mystery as well. And that alone kind of is a little, not scary, but it's just like disheartening in a way. And I, in my heart and in my mind, I know that my piece is worth more, and having an opportunity to show it to more people is also really cool. Not to say that it getting raffled off to somebody who will like it, and having it in their home is not worth it, but I would like for people to see it more. So I decided to take the piece back and spend more time with it, not in terms of like painting, but just kind of cleaning it up, making it, I guess, like gallery ready. Because ultimately, like, if I can get a better price for it, that would be cool. I'm not saying that that's the primary goal, but this piece is definitely something that I put a lot of my heart into, and I would like to see more come from it. I think it's pretty rational to say that the biggest value of the opportunity really came from talking with people and getting to know other artists, and as they say, exposure, but I think walking away with a really awesome piece that I would not have had otherwise is also really, really cool. So every win doesn't always have to be a big win. It could just be a win. Anyways, thank you for watching this little itty bitty rant at the end. And yeah, I really appreciate you sticking to the very end. And I hope you liked the piece. I guess in the comments, name your favorite artist and your favorite piece by them. And that would be a cool way to have another artistic conversation. But thank you. If you liked this video, please subscribe because I'm going to be having more in the future. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.